name's Larry, aka Simu-Dad. Welcome back to the channel, welcome back to Derail Valley. I hope you're all well and enjoying the series so far and had a great week, whatever you've been up to. We are picking up down in Harbour Town where we finished. I've picked up this job. It's the only one that they had going up to Goods Factory. It doesn't pay particularly well. We'll probably be looking at picking up about 16,000 or so. It's just some empty Gorsk and Obco tray containers, but that's where we need to go. So we'll hand the job in. We have already hooked up. So if we head back over here, this is us just here. Got the 4 Obco drink containers, which are the blue ones. Got the Gorsk furniture then. They are empty, so it's a very light load. We're going to be heading out of this far side here. We're on reverse. Right, let's go. Quick check of all the handbrakes. Definitely took off the one from the load. Those are all released. Let's check those. Nothing screeching. Nothing screaming at us. It's just a bit slow because the brakes are still releasing. Yeah, last episode was pretty good. Had a bit of a hairy entrance into the harbour. I was pretty certain that at one point we were going to derail, but we managed to come through unscathed. Now, looking back at the footage, I think what happened, I mean, I was certain I'd released it, but obviously must have not. When you connect up the airlines, you've got the 2 levers, which sort of the stop valve levers. Now, between the trailer and the Locos, I hadn't released those. Now, like I said, I was certain that I had. And between connecting and recording, I'd sort of saved and left the game. So I wondered if... did wonder if perhaps that had affected something. I mean, it's highly likely that it could have just been user error, but... I think that's why we had such a problem. Yeah, so you know there is a high degree of chance that was my fault, but I think that explains why the brakes were so ineffective coming down that decline. Essentially, it was only the Locos braking, trying to stop a couple of 100 tons worth of semi-trailers. So I think that's why it got quite leery through the on the decline into the harbour. As you can see, it's night time. That's just how long it is. One of the things in the update I mentioned, I didn't realise it was in the update. Well, I think a couple of episodes ago, I was talking about the fact that the moon was in the sky, and Squirrel was saying about the sun not being there. Now, I didn't realise and hadn't noticed before, but that was part of the 9.9.4 update. Was to add the stars and the moon and sun into the game. I think we'll kick on the second Loco. Just a little bit more oomph up the hill. Yeah, we need to make a decision about the Loco situation. At the present, we're using 3 D2s. We were using 4, but unfortunately, a couple of episodes back, we blew one up, which is now repaired. It's still up at, I think that was a machine factory that we blew that up, so it's still up there. I would assume. Maybe it might not, it might have despawned, but they're pretty easy to come by if we wanted to get another one, so it's not too much of an issue. Should be better. That's fine. Just figuring out the light situation. Yeah, so I think well, not regrettably, but I think what I'm gonna do, what makes the most sense to do, is to what I'm gonna do. I don't really know, to be honest, what makes the most sense or not. But what I think I've decided to do is I'm just gonna go the DH4 route. I'm gonna run these up to Machine Factory. The reason I didn't do it at Harbour, because there would have been a DH4 probably in the Harbour yard. Quite the incline here. And let's kick this one on as well. Yeah, so the reason I didn't do it was because I thought this is a relatively light load, and although there is a quite harsh climb out of the harbour, I thought it's probably doable with 3 DE2s. We're not at the copay amount yet, so I thought, let's just press on, and we'll do another job with the DE2s, and then we'll get DH4 when we get up to Goods Factory. Because when we have been to Goods Factory before, and I didn't look in the shop when we went, I don't recall, which we probably should have. But basically, there were some DH4s up there, so we know that they spawn up there. Coast a little bit now. So yeah, that's what my sort of thinking is at the moment, is that we've got a left switch coming up. Plus some throttle on. Yeah, my thinking is we'll get up to Goods Factory, we'll get to the shop at Goods Factory, buy the stuff that I want to buy, and then we'll clear our fees, pick up the licenses that I want to pick up, which I want to pick up definitely DH4 and probably manual service, and sort of toy in with picking up either concurrent 2, but I don't know if we feel ready enough to do more than 2, because basically concurrent 1 gives you the ability to do 2 jobs at the same time. Concurrent 2 gives you the ability to do any number of jobs at the same time. But being truthful, I don't know if I feel ready enough to do concurrent 2 yet, and be able to focus on doing more than 2 jobs. So what I might do is leave concurrent 2 for a while, just build up a bit more experience. Just gonna have my switch ready, and we are taking a left, which we are. We'll lose some speed here, we'll lose some throttle at least. Just go through these tunnels. Yeah, so I might the other license I was thinking about potentially picking up, just because they pay pretty well, is maybe like a hazmat license. But I think from memory, I was looking at it before, I think they add a fair old whack onto fair old big chunk onto the copay, which won't matter too much if we've got the manual service license. So we'll be doing all of our servicing ourselves. The other option that we've got is that we could do the museum license. Now, I do, obviously we're going to do the museum pieces and do the museum license and stuff, because that's the way that you own kind of your own locomotives in the game. But at the moment, from memory, we only know where 2 of the museum locomotives are, which is the S282, which is down in Harbour Town, and the DE6, which is up in Iron Ore Mine East, which those are 2 that we can't use yet, so it's probably, being realistic about it, it's probably a bit premature for us to be getting that, because we can't, it's a lot of money. I think it's between 100 and 200,000 to repair a museum locomotive. The license itself, I think, is like 15,000 or 20,000, but the actual repair of a locomotive is, I think, somewhere in the region of 100 to 200, depending which loco you're looking at repairing. So, you know, we're nowhere near that. I mean, we've got a pretty good wallet going on. We've got 220, just shy of 222,000. We're going to spend a fair old chunk of that now when we get up to Goods Factory, and we've bought the licenses that we want to buy. We're probably going to be down below potentially even 50,000. Let me just have a little look where we're up to. So that's fine. The next switch is a right and a left. So right and a left. So yeah, it's not, you know, it's going to come. We're going to get it, but I just feel it's probably a little bit premature at the moment until we start earning more regular, high-paying jobs. You know, we've been quite fortunate in some of the jobs that we've had. You know, like way early on, we ended up doing that job that paid us nearly 100,000, which we got quite lucky with that. It was a struggle. It was probably well outside the weight range that we could actually comfortably carry, but it was, you know, we did it. It was a slog, but we got there. We got the payday. And that really set us up for the series. I think we wouldn't be as far as we are now in terms of licenses if we hadn't had that job early on. So yeah, I'm a bit torn at the moment between getting the DH4 definitely, manual service I think definitely, and then it's between, do we just leave it at that or do we get like the hazmat license? The thing with the hazmat license is it does, I think, we'll have to double check it on the printout, but I'm pretty sure that it pumps the copay up quite a lot. Which, like I said, it won't matter too much, because if we're going to manual service, it's about half the price of the copay amount anyway, so let's cut into a 50 as well on a plus 0.7 gradients, not too bad. It's got one notch of throttle at the moment, so we'll keep that in. I mean, a lot of this game is about, as well as controlling the locos and logistically sorting out your jobs and everything like that, planning where you're going to drop, where you're going to load, what's the best route, blah, 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 blah. There's a lot of it in the actual driving of locos, which I suppose it's like any kind of driving game. It's just mostly just watching your speed, managing it as necessary. Like we've got a plus 1.5 coming up, so we probably want to throttle up to counteract any speed loss there. We have a look where we're coming up. There we go. We're not far away now. There's some more throttle in there. We're on a 50 limit, drop into a 0.7 gradient, plus 0.7. Drop into a 30 here, so I'm going to knock the throttle off. We just knock it to one level. Just keep our... It's hard to see because it's night time, of course, but we're snaking around nicely. So this switch coming up is going to be a left switch, and then that'll take us straight into goods factory. And if I've set the switches correctly, we should be good to just cruise straight on. So we're going into D5I, I think it was. So we're going to turn left and then right. Let's just get our switch setter ready just in case. Obviously, once we've got the right tool in and we can get the in-cab switch setter set up, that'll be easier. On a left here. Because if you remember, when we did we came to goods factory when we did that really well paying job, because we went to goods factory first, then we backed all the way up here, and then we went off that way then. The other thing is, once we bought the DH4 license, we need to decide how we're going to run the DH4. And there's a number of ways you could do it. We could run it with a DE2, both multi-unit compatible, so you could connect a DE2 to it. A DH4 has got roughly twice the power, I think, or twice the capability of, so that's already left, so that's fine. And we're on a 40 left, so we can up a little bit. Yeah, it's got roughly... lose the throttle now because we are on a decreasing, a minus gradient, so we're going to pick up speed naturally. As you can see, the speedo is going up, so we are going to start applying a bit of brake. I really hope that I've set these switches correctly, because if I remember, we came down here, it was raining, and they really sort of sneak up on you quick. So yeah, we just need to decide how we're gonna run it. I was thinking probably 2 DH4s and just not any DE2s. But it all depends really how many DH4s are at goods factory. If there's only one, then we'll probably take DE2 with us. So we're cooking nicely. We're on a 60, decreasing, so we'll knock the throttle off. Probably start applying some brake in. Drops quite rapidly. It always seems to be where the game gets you, is when you're on a downward gradient anyway. And they do the sudden quick speed changes. I'm hopeful that the other thing we need to check really is the B5I line clear. Now, if it's not clear, we might have to pull through the yard and back up. Could try and run ahead. Still a bit far yet. Don't want to run ahead that far. Changing to a 60 here. That's the goods factory over there. So yeah, what we'll do is we'll find our yard, drop our load and the job in, and then once we've done that, we'll nip over to the shop and finish strong. So we've got a junction coming up. Which I hadn't planned for. A little bit too much braking. Hopefully that's just the... junction into the... I'll just have a look. Hopefully that's just the junction into the yard. Because we're going to be coming in from here straight into D, so... It just sort of creeps up on you pretty quick. So it should be. And what it looks like we're pretty clear. We're straight in. Days. We have been up here. I'm pretty sure we looked for any museum pieces up here. And we didn't find any. Because what I don't know is, I don't know if when you load this, or when you begin the save, I'm not 100% sure how it determines where them, like if it's predetermined at that point, or if they can like spawn later in the game. There's an SO60 there. So let's put the handbrake on that one. Let's put the handbrake on that one. Let's kill the engines for a sec. So there's an SO60, there's a DE2, and we came up here last time as DH4 here. There's the shop, we need the station house, which I think from memory, there it is. So it's not going to be very well paying, but 25 minutes out of 81, 17,265. We won't sniff at it. Money's money. That gives us 240 to play with. Gives us 12,000. It actually gives us more to shunt that job that we just bought up. Anyhow, right, let's get over to the shop. Yeah, that's a little bit annoying actually, because I basically didn't... Oh, this is not the shop. Shop is not here. What a trick. So, where's the shop? So, what do we got on the windows here? Shovels and quality tools. So yeah, I don't even think we come up here. Right, that's not what we need. We need a gun. Bam. Scan gun. Let's have see what we need. Digital clock, yes, please. Some more of them. Crimping tool, yes, please. Soldering gun, yes, please. Shovel mount, no, thank you. One of those. One of those. Couple of them. Brake cylinder LED, yes, please. probably a couple of them. We just want a couple of different types of mounts because I'm not 100% sure we'll need. Derail, yes please. Digital speedometer, yes please. Filler gun, yes please. Clinometer. That's the device that tells you what the gradient is, so we'll get one of those. We'll get some more duct tape. Got a flashlight already. Get a couple of them. Do we want any rotary controllers at the moment? Probably not. Do we think that's everything that we want out of here? Really need a shaft. Do we want to get lights on the front? I don't know. Or do we want to save that down for when we've got we're getting a filler gun, aren't we? Did I see a filler gun here? Did I see a filler gun? I'm sure I clicked the filler gun. That's a drill. Filler gun, yeah, got one of those. I think we're gonna be all good with that. Just a bit unsure if I want to get lights, some extra lights on the front. Do you know what? I'm going to buy them anyway. Because it really doesn't matter. Yeah, that's going to be 52,000. I told you we was going to be spending a fair old chunk. So that's all going to just fall in there like crazy. I need the receipt, chuck that on the floor. Actually interesting, I think this is the first shop that I've been in that hasn't got a garage key in it. Which is interesting. I probably actually might want to get a toolbox as well. Do I want to get a toolbox? Yeah, I do want to get a toolbox. Oh, yeah, I want to get a toolbox. Keep all my tools in there. We got any like little storage thingies for mounts and that, little boxes? Did I get a digital speedo? I think we did. Come on, man. Let's chuck my wallet in. 3.5 for that. Days, and then all we're going to do is going to run to the shed on here. Hit the button. And they're all just going to fall in there. Lovely job. So, yeah, we're going to fix up our trains. Now, what I need to do is find out if there's any DH4s up here because, like I said, I left the Harbour Town, expecting there to be DH4s up here because I'd seen them up here previously. Obviously, it doesn't help that it's night time. I'll tell you what we're going to do real quick. Let's just... Shit. Let's jump in there on the couch, have a little nap. Sleep till 6:52. Yes. A little quick sleep till it's daytime. We'll be able to see a little bit better then. And then let's have a look around. Yeah, it doesn't look like there's going to be one here. Bugger. Bugger incarnations. Yeah, because when we come up here last time, this was a DH4. And I thought we were going to get lucky and have DH4 here for us to play with. There's nothing in there for us. Nothing in here for us. Balls. Let's just check down here. Oh, that is a bugger. That has scuppered my plans right up. Right, yeah, that's scuppered us right up. Anyhow, we will pick this up in the next episode, I think, and we'll decide what we're going to do. We're still going to get the DH4 license because we still want it, but for now, that's going to do us on this episode. So I hope you've enjoyed. Hit the like button if you have. Subscribe if you're not already. Leave me some thoughts, feedback, comments, tips, tricks, whatever you like down below. And we'll catch you in the next episode. Take care.